morning and happy Friday. So happy to be with you on this October 9th. It's time for After GMS. Let's kick back, relax, enjoy the last nice day of the week before changes head in. I'm Tracy McCain here in the studio. Meteorologist Triad is working from home, but you are so busy this morning. You've got your eyes on a lot of things.
Oh yeah, we are keeping a very close eye on the tropics. That's probably the big weather story across the country, and that's Tropical Storm Delta. We'll show you how that's going to impact our weekend forecast in just a second, but let's zoom on in and look at the tropical satellite here. There it is. The storm still getting closer and closer to the Louisiana coast. If you notice here though, not seeing that clearly visible eye anymore. That was present a little bit earlier this morning, or really late last night. It did have an eye, but now it's starting to weaken just a bit as it gets closer to land, and that's a good thing. We do hope that the weakening trend does continue as we head through the next several hours. We are expecting it to make landfall, unfortunately, in southwest Louisiana as we go on through this evening, as likely a Category 2 hurricane. Remember, this is the same area that had to deal with Category 4 Laura earlier on in the year, really just several weeks ago. And so they're still recovering from that. And now they're going to have to deal with Delta. As far as we're concerned, as the remnant low right here starts to get closer to us, especially as we go through Sunday, it could add a little extra spin to the air. So not only is it going to give us a good chance of rain, especially on Sunday, with that extra spin around, I can't rule out a severe storm or two. Right now, the severe threat outlined by the Storm Prediction Center is just to the south of our viewing area, but that might have to adjust to cover our viewing area as we go through Sunday. So just watch out for that for Sunday. In the meantime, out there right now, not too bad. We do have some cloud cover and spots. You see those high clouds on our weather camera network, and we'll continue to see more of that through the day today. So today will be a cloudier and cooler day than yesterday. We'll see some sunshine from time to time, so it's not going to be completely overcast, but we stay dry with the high temperature right around 70. Tonight, the clouds will thicken up, and we'll see the chance of a few showers overnight, and then a chance of scattered showers on Saturday. So Saturday is not going to be a washout, but there will be scattered downpours around that you will have to deal with, and then the chance of the rain being a little bit steadier will enter our region Saturday night into Sunday. Some of that rain and that moisture could linger around for the early part of the week before we see a cold front move through Tuesday. That's going to clear all this on out of here, and we'll have a pretty nice end to next week with temperatures taking a tumble behind the front back down to the 60s by Thursday. So that's a quick look at your forecast.
All right, so just to kind of recap what Taran said here, the Hurricane Delta is really a big one. Hopefully not as intense as Laura, but still a double punch for those communities along the Gulf Coast. So let's take a look here as the Gulf Coast prepares for those heavy winds. A lot of people moving up north and getting out of there as mandatory evacuations are now underway. Remember, just 6 weeks ago, Hurricane Laura slammed the Lake Charles area as a Category 4 storm, and you can still see the damage left behind. Those tarps, those blue tarps over those roofs, yeah, those are widespread, and people are working overtime to board up again. Louisiana's governor says this is the 5th time Louisiana has been under a state of emergency this hurricane season, and as I understand it, it's not over yet. So let's take a closer look at how people in Louisiana are bracing for the storm. FEMA Administrator Pete Gaynor posted this photo on Twitter in response of the teams that are on the ground preparing to provide quick assistance to anyone in the storm. The offer of help stretches across the country, really. This is video of search and rescue teams in Indiana mobilizing in South Louisiana ahead of the storm. Allison Masters had a little fun here. She tweeted an image of her home that was boarded up and wrote, "We're boarded up, gassed up, and ready for Delta. What's another hurricane? I mean, it is 2020. But on a more serious matter, a Twitter user who goes by the name Mr. Typhoon showed his measuring stick that shows how high the floods of storms in the past have gotten near his home over the years. So right now, according to his measuring stick, the storm surge from Hurricane Rita reached the highest point at 8 feet, and Hurricane Laura was second at second place was 6 feet, and that was 6 weeks ago. So Taran, I mentioned that I didn't think that hurricane season was over. but I'm not sure. So when does it officially end, and when can we say that we're in the clear of all of these storms?
The season that's outlined by the National Hurricane Center and really the World Meteorological Organization goes, at least for the Northern Hemisphere, goes until November, the end of November. But we've had hurricanes in the tropics in December and on into January before. So it could really happen anytime. But usually after November, it's fairly rare to see a tropical system that can actually threaten the lower 48 at that point. So we still have really at least a month and a half, 2 months to go before we can say somewhat all clear, but you never can say never with Mother Nature. There's always an exception to the rule. Generally, as we continue to get these cold fronts that move through and keep reinforcing cooler air, those cold fronts help to protect us from hurricanes being able to make it inland. But we still haven't had too many strong cold fronts that have made it all the way through Louisiana, all the way through Texas to continue to kind of keep the tropics at bay. So, you know, for the next 5 or 6 weeks, we're really going to have to be on guard. I mean, there's another disturbance out there far in the Atlantic that could also become a organized system over the next few days. So we'll have to continue to stay vigilant as we go through October on into November.
Would that be Epsilon?
It will be alpha, beta, delta, gamma, gamma.
I think we already, I thought we already, oh yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was
You're
going
like,
through my Greek alphabet.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Right. All right. We won't talk about when you cross, but a lot of people are talking on our Facebook chat here about, you know, safety for everybody down in Louisiana because they have been hit hard. Had an interesting comment from Dana who said, my job is mobilizing our disaster relief unit ready to go help. Lots of long days for us in the past few days. And then she says, I'm ready for hurricane season to be over. We certainly appreciate all the people who, you know, lend a helping hand to those communities as they try to recover. Jason wants to know about our forecast here. He says, by the time it gets to us, will it just be a thunderstorm or will it be wind also? Is there potential for power outages? What are we looking at?
As far as widespread wind, I mean, there could be a bit of a breeze, you know, maybe 20, 25. Not expecting the environmental winds to be too strong, but with that said, anytime you have an area of low pressure, whether it's tropical or non-tropical, that's a decent area of low pressure passing just to your west, you're going to have the threat of storms that can rotate. There's just that extra spin in the atmosphere. And so we'll have to watch out for that threat. Right now, it's kind of a little bit hazy as to whether or not there will be enough instability to really make that a serious threat. But if I were you, I'd make sure that I'm just being weather aware on Sunday afternoon. You know, there's certainly the possibility where the rain comes through, at least a large shield of rainfall. Maybe we get a break in the rain, a couple of breaks in the cloud cover, and then you have some more actual thunderstorms that can fire up in the afternoon. And those will be the ones that we would have to watch for the potential of becoming severe. Right now, we're not under, at least the majority of our area, not under an official severe storm outlook. But looking at things, I do think that it is a possibility. So we'll have to watch out for that that possibility of a couple of severe storms. But as far as, you know, a tropical system moving through 60-mile-per-hour winds, that's not going to happen with this one.
All right. Well, that's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we can say that, you know, for us here in our area. But you never know with hurricanes. Either they're going through the Gulf Coast or they're going up the Florida Panhandle, and they're coming, you know, off the North Carolina coast. So I feel like North Carolina has been in a good spot, you know, this hurricane. Uh-oh, what did I do? I just did it. I shouldn't have said it. Well, I just will stop because I don't want to wish anything on us, even though I'm trying not to. I was trying to be complimentary to our weather, but you know how things are backwards. You say one thing and another thing happens.
No worries.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our morning headlines this morning. State and local law enforcement agencies are working together to crack down on reckless driving. It's all a part of the statewide campaign called Operation Crash Reduction. WFMY News 2's Candace Red is live in Greensboro with what you need to know as you hit the road.
The Operation Crash Reduction campaign kicks off today and ends on Monday. It's part of the North Carolina governor's highway safety program. Well, law enforcement agencies are reminding drivers to be safe on the road as COVID-19 restrictions ease across the state. Southeastern states see higher numbers of fatal crashes during the first 2 weeks of October than the holiday periods of Thanksgiving or Memorial Day. That's according to data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Statistics show speeding, distracted driving, and driving while impaired are to blame for most crashes. Officials say wearing a seatbelt is your primary source of protection.
In the past 5 years, there have been over 681 fatal crashes during this month. And so October is potentially dangerous, but there are many, many things that you can do to mitigate that danger. One is simply wear a seatbelt. It's easy, it doesn't cost anything, and it saves lives.
During the campaign, state and local law enforcement agencies will be making sure both drivers and passengers are buckled up across the state. They'll also be checking to see if young children are securely fastened in a child seat. For more details, visit our website, WFMYnews2.com.
As a part of the WFMY News 2 To Be Counted team, I'm working to get your questions answered ahead of Election Day. So let's go ahead and recap this week's. We start with what to do if you happen to change your mind on how you want to vote on Election Day. Joan Ashley sent in this great question to our newsroom. She said, after requesting and receiving material to use absentee voting, is it possible to decide thereafter to just go to the polls instead and vote? The answer is yes. According to the State Board of Elections, if you've requested and received an absentee ballot, you may still vote in person as long as you did not return your ballot. Once you return it, you may not change or cancel it. The board also tells us just because you've requested a ballot doesn't mean you've been marked in their system as having voted. That only happens if you return the ballot or vote in person. If you do make the decision to cast your ballot in person, the Guilford County Board of Elections says you'll just need to destroy the absentee ballot that you receive. And just a note, if someone has voted by mail and then shows up to vote in person, the check-in system will alert the poll worker that that person has already voted. And Friday, October 9th, an important date in our state, the deadline to register to vote. There's one exception, though. If you plan to vote early, you can register at an early voting location in your county. And if you can't remember if you're registered or if they have the most up-to-date information on you, the State Board of Elections says they have a tool on their website for you to search and find out if you're already registered or not. Now, all you have to do is enter your name, your birth year, and the county that you live in. Hit search, and it's going to bring up all your latest information. And if you have a voting-related question, reach out to the To Be Counted team. That email is on your screen, tobecounted@wfmy.com. And you can also reach out to us on social media.
Awesome. Well, it's become one of our most loved signature conversations on a Friday weekend. Just ahead of the weekend, we want to know, what are your plans since phase 3 of Governor Roy Cooper's reopening plan? Some businesses are reopening. Maybe you'll check out some of these places in the Triad. So we'll start with Boxcar Bar Arcade in downtown Greensboro. It reopens this Sunday, but there are changes in place, so it won't be like this on Sunday. Only the bar and kitchen will be open for table service. The arcade will be closed for now, but both patio and indoor seating is available. Boxcar will open from noon to 11 on weekends and 5 to 11 at night during the week. Remember, Cinemark has also reopened and several other movie theaters, and there are safety measures in place. Their cleaning and disinfecting products will have been identified by the EPA to be effective in getting rid of COVID-19. Employees are required to wear masks and have their temperature checked, and you are also required to wear a mask and social distance. Well, you have more time to enjoy downtown Greensboro's Open Streets program. The program is extended once again through December 26th. Open Streets started in August to give businesses a chance to allow for more space for customers. It's every Saturday night from 5 to 11 on Elm Street. So I wanted to know what your weekend plans are, and I asked you on my Facebook page. Here are some of your responses. Deborah Taylor Bertram says she's working. Susan says not much, catching up on laundry and organizing stuff around the house. Diana says my grandson has a baseball game tomorrow morning if weather permits. And Sherry says chillaxing at home. I like that one. Bobby says he's going to Greensboro tomorrow, eating lunch at either Crafted or Cugino Forino. Sunday, watching football from 1 p.m. until 11 p.m. So it sounds like an all-day football event for Bobby Odom. So we want to know what you're doing this weekend. Let us know on the feed here. We'll start with Taran. What big plans do you have? You're off tomorrow.
Yeah. This is actually probably one of our slower weekends. We're not gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nothing too much. It's the time of the year where we start kind of making plans for the next year, goals and all that stuff, and just kind of see what we're gonna do moving forward. So, that's pretty much it. There might be a little travel involved, and that's about it. My plans are much more boring than most people's plans, clearly. Yeah, I'll try to do better next weekend.
Well, we all have different things that we enjoy, Sometimes it's just sitting down on the couch, and when it's rainy, that's like the perfect thing to do, right? Just sit.
I enjoy just sitting and listening to the rain. So, we're definitely looking forward to that. We my wife and I both like that. So we're just probably sit around and, just kind of hang out and chat. And just, I guess do the things that married people do, just hanging out and talking and watching TV.
Well, you guys are perfect for each other, that's for sure. Because you would probably bore me stiff. I'd be like, come on, let's do something. We got to do. I'm like a rabbit around the house. I'm like, let's do something. So, So you're perfect. So I was going to have our gender reveal, as I mentioned yesterday, this weekend, but we decided to go ahead and move it to next weekend. So we're going to wait another week before we know it. My friend Dana Lyles, who is on the feed right now, is probably the only friend who knows what our gender is. So if you want to know, don't ask her because she will never tell. She will never tell. But we are looking forward to, sharing that information, not only with all of you, but with ourselves and our families. So that's kind of a bummer, because we were just kind of really, really, really waiting for it to happen. And so now we'll just, wait another week. We'll just wait another week. All right, so let's see what you guys are doing this weekend. Joe Horn says, gotta get to work. Bobby again said that heading to Greensboro to eat. I love that. Dana, who's my friend, who you better not ask what I'm having because she'll never tell, says Netflix and staying out of the rain since I can't travel to North Carolina this weekend. And let's see. Jason says absolutely nothing for a change. Staying in and watching college football all day Saturday with a pot of taco soup. That sounds great. Nadine says, pray for me. I think I have to go to work the floor through Sunday at COVID positive house at work. Oh no. Well, I certainly will pray for you and hope that everything works out for you. And let's see if we can get any other ones here. Everybody just saying, stay safe. And then thank you, Dana. She said, sure won't tell. So I'm glad I have you for a friend. So,
Good friends keep secrets.
That's right.
Love it.
That's right. So, we hope that you have a great weekend and a safe weekend. You do need to carry your umbrella around if you are getting out and about, just in case. Let's give a recap of the forecast, Taran.
All right. Let's quickly look at the 7-day forecast again. We'll see more cloud cover out there today. We stay dry, a few peaks of sunshine, highs near 70. Scattered showers Saturday, better chance of steadier rainfall at times on Sunday. Watch out for a sneaky severe weather threat Sunday afternoon. And then the rain chances go down as we go through early next week. That's a quick look at your forecast.
All right. Well, it's been a great week, full of energy, great weather, and awesome moments on the Good Morning Show. Check out the best of GMS. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on the Good Morning Show. I was like, where's Ed Matthews?
Sometimes my computer doesn't want to behave. I had to spank it. It's doing
Bad
fine
computer.
now. But I'm here, folks.
You are, you made
I know.
it.
That was 3 seconds without Ed. Oh my God.
What are we gonna do?
Jaws, by the way, still haven't been able to sit through that movie, and that's not even classified as a horror movie.
Jaws, did you say?
Yeah, Jaws.
Oh, you have not seen Jaws?
I've not. I saw the first
my.
scene, and I heard the music, and I was like, I'm out. All right, it is just about 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday morning. We'll be right back with more of the Good Morning Show. I like the baby shark. Baby shark, shark, shark.
But we are watching. Oh, hold on, that was my alarm. Sorry about that. I didn't know that alarm was still set. It's for another day.
I didn't know if the Queen was coming, if she had already arrived. I didn't know if I was supposed to.
It was just me.
Oh, well, thank you. The Queen is here. Thank you, Stacy.
But I will say this, going back to Chick-fil-A, the efficiency that they have with getting people through the line is just a thing of beauty. I mean, if they were in charge of toilet paper, we never would have ran out back in, April. We would have been just fine. Everyone would have had what they needed, and everyone would have been happy, and they would have given you your roll of toilet paper with a smile, and it would have been just absolutely glorious. That's all.
Wow, the analogy there.